York is proud to present YCIAA Basketball 88. Tonight's game is an Eastern Division showdown. The Golden Knights of Eastern against the York Catholic Fighting Irish. YCIAA Basketball 88 is sponsored by Jack Giambalvo Pontiac Incorporated. Jack Giambalvo is more than a car dealer. We're a part of the community with 2 locations to serve you at Route 30 in Eden Road and Whiteford Road in York. Hello once again, everybody. Kevin Drawball along with my partner Craig Smith. And Craig, here we go again. It seems like every time we have an Eastern Division game, we lead into it by saying it's a big matchup. And it's no different tonight with Eastern and York Catholic.
Well, a lot of people have felt that Eastern was the favorite going into the season. York Catholic has proven up to the challenge, with the exception of the Dallastown game, where Dallastown played exceptional. Now, York Catholic can make their own fate. They have 3 very difficult games, let's say 4 difficult games. Tonight, Susquehannock, Dallastown, and Redline, and you felt that Redline is a team that can pull some upsets. And of course, the Eastern Division is very, very hot, just as it's the opposite, very cold outside.
As far as the keys for York Catholic go, I feel that it's going to have to be the guys that have led them all year, and that's Brian Pearl and Kashawn Jenkins.
Well, Jenkins and Pearl, without a doubt, are the keys to this ball game for Catholic. They had the stability, the experience of Jenkins, the exceptional floor play of the young man Brian Pearl. However, York Catholic, about this time of year, every year, comes up with a player off their JV team that they've been prepping. Look for Spike Johnson to start making contributions to this team as a varsity player. He gives them that dimension of speed and quickness that they were just missing an element of on this year's team. So I think Johnson could be very key tonight.
As far as Eastern is concerned, it seems like for the last 2 or 3 years, they've just been chasing York Catholic. They've always been near the top of the division, but they can never quite get over that Fighting Irish hump.
Well, this is the year that York Catholic, a lot of people feel, can be beat. John Robb is a senior. He's got that experience under his belt. Ryan Smith played very well in the last game, but they have to win the big game, and the big game is tonight. Remember, if you're an Eastern fan, it's been 20 years since you've been in the county championship game, the year that Gig Snyder led the Golden Knights to Gettysburg against Kevin O'Brien and the Hanover Nighthawks, and that's a long dry spell. Tonight is a chance for the Golden Knights to end all that.
As far as keys for Eastern are concerned, obviously there's John Robb and Ryan Smith. They both scored over 20 points last time. But I think the guys that they got to get more contributions from are Kirk Reichert, who only had 6 in the first game, and Paul Abel, who only had 1.
Well, Smith and Robb did exactly what they had to do. I mean, have you ever seen a better stretch play than by Ryan Smith in that third quarter when he almost single-handedly led them back with some great offensive rebounding? But to beat a York Catholic team, even on your home court, where this year Eastern is undefeated at 6-0 and 21-3 since John Robb has been playing for them, you have to get contributions from everyone, balanced scoring, but I think more importantly, good defense.
And it goes, needless to say, that the home court advantage tonight is going to belong to the Eastern Golden Knights. As behind us, it is a rocking student body from Eastern. They're ready to go, and we're going to be back with the introduction of the starting lineups right after this.
Jack Giambalvo thinks he's the luckiest dealer in York because he's selling the hot-selling Pontiacs. You know the ones everybody's talking about, the Bonnevilles, the Grand Ams, the 6000s, the Sunbirds. What excitement. And there's no better time to put some of that excitement into your life than right now by visiting Jack Giambalvo, York's Pontiac Pace Setter. For the greatest selection, great prices, and award-winning service, it's Jack Giambalvo, Route 30 East at Eden Road, the Pontiac Pace Setter.
Maple donuts are as good today as they were over 40 years ago, made with wholesome ingredients and quality production. Skilled bakers still use the family formula to ensure consistent taste and freshness in every bite. And freshness means delicious donuts in 58 varieties. So whether you favor glazed or cream-filled, you'll find your favorite donut every day. There are several convenient Maple Donut locations in the York area. Why buy donuts when you can buy Maple Donuts, the best bite?
At Simon Camera Shop, we focus on you. Simon is your complete camera store, offering quality service by informed personnel. Our professional staff is trained to answer all of your questions. We take the time to fit you with the best camera for your distinct needs, as well as process your photos with care. With convenient locations at 2375 Eastern Boulevard and 630 South Pine Street, Simon Camera Shop is a friendship worth developing.
The Eastern Division of the YCIAA this season has been York County's answer to parity. York Catholic sits atop the division with Dallastown and Eastern 1 game back, and teams like Redline and York Suburban capable of pulling some big upsets. Tonight's Eastern and York Catholic matchup has the same scenario as past meetings, with the Golden Knights chasing the Irish and needing a win to stay alive.
That was the case for the first time around when Eastern visited York Catholic. Eastern hung tough as Ryan Smith led a third quarter comeback that eventually got the Golden Knights even.
Both times on the pump fake.
Absolutely. He's got to adjust his game to the way the game is called.
Smith to Rob, and we're tied.
I haven't seen a team get back into a ball game like this against York Catholic in a long time.
But York Catholic roared back as Brian Pearl and Kashawn Jenkins secured another Irish victory. Jenkins out in the wing, gives it up to Nouse. Now it's back to Pearl. Jenkins at the foul line, left alone. You can't leave him alone there, Craig. That's a couple times tonight.
It seemed at the time that Eastern was out of the race, but Dallastown's upset of York Catholic has thrust the Golden Knights back into the picture, and tonight, Cable 4 York has the rematch.
That was York Catholic. Tonight, it is at Eastern, the rematch. The Golden Knights against the Fighting Irish. Let's go down to the floor for the introduction of our starting lineups.
Any person who by their actions or conduct interferes with this contest or violates the YCIAA Code of Conduct will be removed from the gymnasium. And now for our starting lineups. Tonight, the Golden Knights play host to the Fighting Irish of York Catholic. Starting for the Irish, at guard, a 5'10 freshman, Brian Pearl. At the other guard, a 5'8 junior, Steve Small. At forward, a 5'10 senior, Mike Nouse. At the other forward, a 6'1 senior, Adam Goring. And at center, a 6'2 sophomore, Kashawn Jenkins. The Irish are coached by Mr. Mike Kesey. Now the starting lineup for your Eastern Golden Knights. At guard, a 5'10 freshman, Paul Abel.
Hold on, fans, here we go. Eastern and York Catholic, the opening tap right after this. Tonight's action between the Golden Knights and the Fighting Irish, sponsored in part by Spring Garden Tavern, 701 East Market Street in York. Athletic Lettering, York Softball Headquarters, uniforms and equipment for all sports. The Veterans Political Association, a firm believer of supporting the community. Conrad's Delicatessen, providing quality party trays. Jafrida's Hair Shop, 2 professional stylists with a personal touch to serve you. Stop by and see John and Angie at 537 West Market Street. Anita's Pizza, 616 East Market Street. Call for fast, free delivery and use of our pickup window.
Hellam Hardware and the Hellam Laundromat, 2 West Market Street in Hellam. Vic's Body Shop, RD24, Box 509, Route 462 east of Hellam. 35 years of specializing in insurance and repair work.
Thanks to all our sponsors who in part helped to bring us tonight's ball game. Tonight's action being sponsored in part by the Spring Garden Tavern, 701 East Market Street, Come see the Mr. newly remodeled, nice friendly atmosphere at the Spring Garden Tavern. Well, Craig, we talked about this Eastern Division schedule at the top of the program. Here's a look at York Catholic. Susquehannock and Red Lion away, Dallastown at home.
Tough schedule, real tough schedule because of the stretch run, and don't underestimate Susquehannock. Gary Sutton has done a fine job there with the team. Their record doesn't reflect it, but they can be very, very tough.
For Eastern, it's Suburban, Votech, and Kennerdale. And the other team in this three-horse race is going to be Dallastown. Red Line, which is a tough traditional rival for them, Kennerdale, and then, of course, their rematch, they've got to go to York Catholic this time.
Well, on paper, it certainly looks as if schedule favors Eastern, but really the task is at hand tonight, Kevin.
And I think it's very possible that we might be seeing an Eastern Division tiebreaker before we see a county championship. Here we go, Jenkins and Ryan Smith to jump it up.
Donnie Schwartz and Jeff McLaughlin, the tough assignment tonight of taking this game, but good officials like these kind of games.
Donnie Knobb comes down with it for the Golden Knights. Interesting, Craig, that York Catholic starts Steve Small instead of Mike May at one of the guard positions. Smith along the baseline, puts one up, it bounces around and goes home.
You need some of those kind of bounces early, Kevin, to build your confidence, even though you are at home.
Jenkins on the wing, now they get it to Doring, and remember the good game he had against Eastern the first time in his first start as a varsity player. Rob on Jenkins, good pass inside the Small, tries to dump it in a little bit closer to the basket, but nobody there. Here come the Golden Knights. Riekert right into Rob, and he's pushed from behind by Adam Doring.
So far, we're just under a minute into this game, Kevin, but it looks like Eastern's thinking very positively and acting that way as well. They came right down the court and put the ball into the low post to Rob, exactly where it should have gone.
Now it's Rob at the foul line. They go inside to Smith. His turnaround, no good, as Jeff McLaughlin says he traveled.
I tell you, the Eastern fans, that isn't a popular call. It was a very awkward-looking move. I'm not sure it was a walk, but from the official's point of view, I can understand why he called it that way.
Here's Pearl, dishes it off to Jenkins. Pearl, no good. Rob clears house on the boards, down court to Riekert. Alters his shot, high off the glass for two.
2 breaks in a row. I mean, you can say what you want about that shot, but Jenkins intimidated him, and the ball still went off the glass and in.
Jenkins from the wing, no good. Riekert there for the Eastern rebound.
3 straight missed shots, 3 straight Eastern defensive boards. That can be very important early. I tell you, Doring, that's a mismatch there.
They dump it into Rob, and he puts it off the glass for 2.
Unless they drop a guard off the wing, they can get the ball into John Robb all night long. I don't care if Doring is behind him. He'll turn and face and shoot that short jumper, and if they front him, he'll drop step.
6-0, Eastern off quickly. They find Naus all alone. Riekert catches up. Turnaround by Naus is no good, and Rob grabs his second rebound of the night.
4 straight misses, 4 straight rebounds for Golden Knights.
Abel along the baseline to Riekert, the bounce pass off his leg. They find Smith, blocked by Jenkins as he comes out of nowhere.
See how quick he reacted on the baseline to that? And now he's down on offense.
Pearl to Jenkins. Riekert just got a finger on it to break it up. Doring is going to be called for the travel. Watch this shot by Kirk Riekert, Craig.
Now look at the intimidation from behind. Pulls down. Good adjustment, really, now that I get this chance to see it again. And if Eastern scores this time, I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Kesey gets an early timeout for an adjustment.
John Robb trying to handle the ball. Got it across the timeline, but took too many steps on the other side.
Now, I didn't like that. They used John Robb to get the ball in against the pressure, but then let's get him up and get him set because he's dominated to the inside early.
Bounce pass by Pearl, intercepted by Riekert. Tries to go coast to coast, and he does! The Eastern fans show their approval. 8-0, the Golden Knights.
Garner's Atlantic, 2120 South Queen Street. You get more than just 24
Being brought to you by Helm Hardware, Helm Laundromat, and Helm Tannery, 2 West Market Street in Helm. TVs and VCRs, lawn and garden appliances, propane gas, hardware, and laundromat. Phone 757-7223, Helm Hardware.
Craig, it looks like the Fighting Irish have left their game out in the parking lot along with the snow and ice as they are cold to start the ball game.
Very lethargic on offense, not getting good shots, and that last pass to the wing was very poor. Nobody came to meet the ball, and the interception occurred, and then the score off the interception. So defense has created offense for Eastern tonight, thus far.
Jenkins goes to the hoop over Robb. No good, and they're going to get Kushan for coming over John Robb's back.
Now, Eastern has been using Robb to break this press, but then I'd like to see him give the ball back up to a guard and get himself into the offense.
This time they get it to Ryan Smith. Back to Riekert. They go inside to Robb. Bounce pass to Smith, all alone!
All right, now, after the timeout, Coach Kesey went to a 2-time on Robb, and Robb very smartly took advantage of it with a bounce pass to the weak side.
10-0.
Surprised?
Oh, you betcha.
Now watch this. This is a smart play. Inside, see he's got Doring posted up. The weak side help comes over almost too quickly. And Smith is open. Nice bounce pass by Robb. Eastern is winning this game from the neck up.
Here comes Brian Pearl to inbound for the Fighting Irish.
I'm sure Coach Eckert said to these kids tonight before they came out on the floor, hey gang, this is it. Last shot, John Robb and seniors.
Jenkins blocked by Robb, but they get him for the foul down below. The Fighting Irish have gone almost 4 minutes without a bucket. Let's see if Jenkins can get one here from the foul line. 10-0 Eastern on top.
Vic's Body Shop, Route 462 east of Helm. 24-hour towing service, 35 years of specializing in insurance and repair work and fine quality used cars at Vic's Body Shop. You make the call. Donnie Schwartz down underneath, all ball there. Contact at the thigh.
Still scoreless. Inside to Robb, over 2 Irish, and he hits it.
Adam Doring is virtually weaponless against John Robb thus far. They can get the ball inside anytime they want.
Small to Pearl. On the line, his shot rims out. Small hustles after the rebound and gets it. They go to Jenkins, swing it over to Naus. His shot rolls around, won't go in, and Robb clears the boards.
Now, this is going to be a bizarre statement, Kevin, but Eastern has to almost guard against overconfidence to run like this on York Catholic this early.
Knob with 2 tries at the basket, can't hit it. Smith pulls it down. No, they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow says York Catholic basketball.
Now, Ryan Smith can't get his head into that call because if I was a coach of Eastern, I'd be elated right now by the way they pounded the offensive boards. The fact that it became a turnover is not all that important at this point in the game. It's to continue to play as they have in the first half of this first quarter.
Small, he can't hit.
Somewhere mixed up in that student section has got to be a voodoo king or something. That basket has a lid on it, and Catholic is not getting the kind of shots they want, and they're getting 1 shot and done.
Knob goes baseline and loses it out of bounds.
See, now that's 2 negative things that Eastern has done the last 2 times down the floor. Don't mope over it. Come right back and play defense.
And remember how well Donnie Knob drove in the last game. He went to the hoop very effectively.
Well, you credit both coaches then with making an adjustment from the last game. Coach Eckert getting the ball more inside to Robb, and Coach Kesey taking advantage of sloughing against Donnie Knob.
Jenkins gets the Irish off the snide as he hits his first bucket. 12-2, Eastern on top. Abel gets by Pearl, goes all the way to the hoop. They're going to get a goaltend on Jenkins. (14-2), the Golden Knights. Pearl in the lane, shot is short, has his hands on the rebound, and it's pulled away by Ryan Smith.
Again, just not a lot of passing, not a lot of the typical motion offense you're used to seeing from York Catholic, and that combined with very good defensive play by Eastern has made a difference. Look at the defense. They're very aware of Rob. Now, Rob's matched up one-on-one against Doring.
Knob to the hoop, can't hit it. Nouse pulls it down, loses it, and then Smith knocks it out of bounds. Just under 2 minutes to play in period number 1. 14-2 Eastern.
I tell you what,
Pearl trapped out front.
watch the matchup between Ryan Smith and Jenkins. Jenkins is having a tough time getting his hands on the basketball. Interesting, a very subdued crowd in a way, Kevin, for having this big a lead. I think it shocked the Eastern fans almost as it has done the small contingent of Irish fans here tonight.
Maybe York Catholic took the Eastern fans out of the game in a different way. Jenkins at the foul line. Now it's Nouse from the same spot. He connects. Here come the Knights. Riekert handles the ball out front.
Eastern doing a much better job tonight, too, of moving to the basketball against that press.
Riekert fade away from the foul line, and he's got it.
Boy, Eastern is hot. They are really shooting well through this first quarter.
Here's Nouse. Doring to Jenkins. Nouse finds Jenkins coming out of the baseline. His shot is no good. Rob gets another Eastern rebound. Gives the ball to Donnie Knob and says, look at the clock as there's 40 seconds left. So let's see if the Golden Knights play for one.
Well, Eastern is 6-0 at home this year, averaging 82 points a game, and their defense giving up 69 at home. So their offensive average is 10 points above their season offensive average when they're here high atop the hill in Wrightsville.
Knob gets it away to Abel. Down to 15 seconds. Inside to Rob, to Smith. Another Eastern bucket.
Change on the defense. That time they had Jenkins on Rob, and they were still able to get the ball in. And he took advantage one more time and became a passer rather than a scorer. John Robb having a super game.
Pearl can't get it away. The Golden Knights on top, 18-4. Craig, you asked me if I'm surprised. How about you, fans? Are you surprised?
Today is Super Dave Osborne's birthday.
Next time, the stars come out for Super Dave.
We have just a terrific show lined up for you.
And I think you'll really like it too, because I've never seen it before.
Come and relive the Super One's greatest moment.
I was the only person to witness it live. But now, the topper.
It's not just a Showtime exclusive.
It's very cute and it's different, and I hope you enjoy it.
The last Eastern basket, Craig, another good inside pass by John Robb.
John Robb is doing as much on the plus-minus chart, meaning an assist gets him a +2, just as important as 2 points in the book. So Robb is having a superb game, as is the entire Eastern team, playing very well in defense, holding York Catholic in the first quarter to 18% shooting, 2 of 11. Eastern much, much hotter by probably 70 degrees or more than it is outside. Shooting 60% in the first quarter, turnovers even at 3, rebounding clearly in the edge of the Golden Knights, 11-4.
Matt Harrison checks into the Eastern lineup for Kirk Riekert. Donnie Knob trapped out in the wing, comes up with a double dribble. Tonight's second quarter action sponsored in part by Athletic Lettering, York softball headquarters, uniforms and equipment for all sports. Athletic Lettering located at 1454 Mount Rose Avenue in York. Turnover number 4 for York Catholic. Eastern gets it into Robb.
If this continues through the first 2 minutes of this quarter, I look for Coach Kesey to make a substitution that might turn this around, or perhaps a defensive scheme that may try to turn it around.
Well, Eastern returns the favor as they turn it right back over.
Mel's Tree Service, 2620 Taxville Road in York. Winter rates for tree removal, quality and stump diagnostic work. Mel's Tree Service in York. Phone 792-4433.
Mike May has checked into the Irish lineup. Mouse penetrates, good spin move, can't get it off the glass. Abel gives it up to Harrison. His pass nearly intercepted. Knob along the baseline, dumps it into Robb for 2.
Credit Donnie Knob with a great pass. I don't know how he got that through there on the baseline. It was so overcrowded with players down low, but a great pass, and they are really passing well to the inside tonight.
Great catch, too. Pearl to the hoop. He's got it, and he's going to go to the foul line.
There was a case of where you need to move the feet to play good defense, and you give up an opportunity for a three-point play. So Matt Harrison, if you take a look here, the 5'11 junior just can't quite adjust the feet quick enough, puts Pearl on the line, and that's not an easy thing to do, play defense against Brian Pearl.
Pearl completes the three-point play, cuts the lead to 13, 20-7, Eastern on top. Abel cut off by Nouse and fouled by Mike Nouse.
Allied Hydraulic Pump and Repair Service, 101 North Broad Street in Helm. Phone 755-1942. Allied Hydraulic Pump and Repair Service, bringing you in part tonight's game.
Matt Harrison underneath his own basket to inbound. Gets it to Knob, throws it over his head. Pearl chases it down, saves it. Nouse gets it. They got Doring all alone. An easy bucket off the glass for Adam Doring.
Eastern has got to be careful against these kind of, in effect, silly mistakes, you know, where they got to run the offense and they make some turnovers that they shouldn't be making. When you get in this much control in a game against York Catholic, you just got to keep emphasizing the positive things and keep going at them. Because if they make a run at you, even though it's the first half, you're going to let them right back in the ball game. It's rare that you get them in this kind of spot.
And we might be seeing a run right here as Deshaun Jenkins came up with the steal off the inbounds pass. Can't hit the bucket, but he's going to go to the line. Hits the first.
Jones Moving and Storage, 201 North Adams Street in York, your North American agent. Jones Moving and Storage in both York and Lancaster for all your moving needs.
Jenkins gets both of them. 20-11, Eastern on top. Reichert back into the ball game for Eastern. Gets a good screen in the backcourt, splits the double team. Trapped now by Doring, his pass to Robb. Little out of control, but John comes up with it. They go into Smith. Bounce pass to Reichert, knocked away by Doring.
York Catholic has turned up the defensive pressure a lot, especially on the wings. Now you see what that has done is forced John Robb to come out of that low post and become basically a help man on the offense.
Reichert in trouble. Can't get the timeout called within 5 seconds. No, wait a minute. I don't know, Craig. At first, Jeff McLaughlin pointed toward the York Catholic basket. Now he says Eastern timeout. So we'll sort it out here and see if it is Eastern ball or York Catholic ball. Tonight's second quarter sponsored in part also by Conrad's Delicatessen with 3 locations at 951 South Queen Street, 3433 East Market Street, and the Central Market House in New York.
You know, interestingly enough, in the first game, Kevin, foul shooting made the difference. York Catholic hit 19 of 27 foul shots. Eastern 8 of 13, and obviously that told the story of that game coming down the stretch after that run that Eastern had made with the fine offensive board performance of Ryan Smith as well as John Robb.
Here in the first half, York Catholic is going to get to the foul line on every foul as Eastern is over the limit. So it'll be 1-and-1 every time York Catholic gets fouled, unless it's a two-shot foul, of course.
Now that's interesting. They are obviously Eastern still wanted the timeout because it was a 5-second violation. He had gone beyond the 3-second limit. He could not timeout.
Big possession for the Fighting Irish. May out on the wing. Had Nouse for a second, couldn't find him. Pearl to Jenkins.
They're passing the ball better on offense now, too. It's not just one pass and shot. It's pass, 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 shot.
Jenkins over Smith, can't hit it. Robb gets a rebound. And what else is new? That's about 6 on the night. Smith gets it across the timeline.
Just like in the press as well as off that rebound, Catholic's playing the guards rather than Robb. They're dropping off of Robb and saying, and that slows Eastern's tempo up the floor. Early in the game, they were getting the ball up much more quickly.
Riekert inbounds and gets the return pass. Here's Riekert, dumps it into Smith. Good catch, goes baseline, puts it off the glass, off the side of the backboard, and here come the Irish the other way. Nouse gives it up to Doring. Doring gets called for the walk, but you sort of got to fault Mike Nouse for giving it to him in that position.
Yeah, you don't want to give the ball to Doring in a fast break situation like that. I really credit a lot of this comeback to Mike Kesey. I like the defensive adjustment he's made by putting Jenkins on Robb and Doring over on Smith.
20-11, Eastern on top as we get about halfway through the second period. There's going to be a foul on Brian Pearl as he probably saved 2 points as Ryan Smith again got a good pass from John Robb inside.
Well, I was just going to say, now Eastern has to reverse it and basically look for Ryan Smith and again try to exploit Doring in the defense. Ryan Smith is a 60% coming in tonight.
Spike Johnson checks into the York Catholic lineup, and that's going to really make the Fighting Irish a small team out on the floor.
Might be small, but I tell you what, Kevin, watch how quick this kid is. Our viewers have not had a chance to see him yet.
Again, Eastern can't get it in. 5-second call.
You know, those kind of things should not be happening at this time of the year. You got to get to the basketball, moving towards the ball so that as you get it in, you're going to be fouled, if nothing else.
Mike May goes to the hoop, but he's going to be called for turning the ball over. So York Catholic with a silly turnover gives it right back to Eastern.
Strange things happening in this game. Early in the game, real positive movements. Last couple minutes, some very negative things happening.
Robb out high. He has it batted away by Mike Nouse, and knocked out of bounds by now, so Eastern will retain possession. Smith to Riekert, thinks about 3, now he gives it back up to Smith. Knob back into Smith, a 2-man game. We're gonna have a foul on the floor as Kashawn Jenkins got him before the shot. They were gonna get that one to Ryan Smith no matter what.
That's right. And really, Kassan's upset about that, but the call was made before the shot. It's a correct call by Donnie Schwartz. They're just a little, I'll tell you what, I think York Catholic's a little frustrated as to how to defense that inside game. They've been successful for somewhat of a stretch now in the second quarter, but Eastern's looking to pass and utilize the 2 big men. If they're being guarded, they are not afraid to get an assist rather than a score.
Jenkins' second foul puts Ryan Smith on the line where he hits the first of a 1-and-1. 21-11, Eastern on top.
See, the bulk of Eastern's scoring has been with their inside players, Smith, Riekert, and Robb, totaling 20 points out of the 22. Only 2 points from the guards of Eastern so far. That's good. That's positive. High percentage shots.
Here's Nouse, guarded by Riekert. Johnson tries to penetrate, has it knocked away by Smith. Here's Riekert. All the way for the layup. You know, Eastern sort of has a matchup problem, Craig, as you look out there. York Catholic being so small, John Robb is actually guarding Mike May, who is more or less, you know, one of the Irish point guard at this point in time.
That is a problem.
Nouse dumps it into Jenkins. Now it's back to May. Nouse wide open. They finally get it to him, and he hits it.
Well, the defense just totally lost track of him that time. I'd almost use Robb and play him a zone type area in the middle there, because he's not going to be that effective chasing the guards to the outside.
Knob waits for his teammates, gives it back up to Paul Abel. His pass knocked away by Jenkins. It's a foot race between Abel and Jenkins. Good move, but he can't hit the shot. Gets his own rebound. Fouled by Kirk Riekert. 3 on Riekert.
Boy, I'll tell you, it's not going to show up in any kind of stat book, but Abel did a super job at getting back that time and actually creating the missed shot. Then it was up to his teammates to snare that defensive rebound and secure it before the foul occurred. So even though fans get upset with the foul call, Eastern should have really had the ball to begin with, because they made such a good defensive play getting back against the break.
I could almost see a charge coming as Abel, as you said, got back and was just in perfect position. Jenkins, 3 in a row from the foul line now.
A lot of times it's very tough for fans as they, you know, get caught up in the emotion of the game, but to really look at it and say, gee, we really should have had that rebound after the good defensive play. Tonight's game also being brought to you by the Old Wheel Inn, 501 Windsor Street in York, serving quality food and having live entertainment on Friday and Saturday nights. Why not stop by and see new owner Jimmy Beard at the Old Wheel Inn?
Jenkins can't hit the second. 10-point Eastern lead, 24-14. Knob gives it up to Abel. Here's Ed Reisinger, who just checked in for Kirk Riekert, as he's going to have to sit out the rest of the first half with 3 fouls. Abel penetrates, can't hit. Robb, offensive rebound, loses it to Pearl, who's on the floor, gets it away to May. Jenkins taps it back to Nouse. From the wing, off the glass for 2.
Oh, Nouse was so smart on that play. He let the defense go by, took a look, see how everybody was positioned, saw he had no one to pass to, took the short jumper off the glass.
Reisinger trapped by Nouse, gets it inside to Robb. Double dribble.
I might think about a timeout now. I think Eastern needs a timeout. They're just looking a little disorganized on offense, and Robb is not getting the ball in the position that he is most effective with it, meaning he's handling the ball rather than receiving the ball.
And I think you can credit a lot of that to the York Catholic defense. As you said, Craig, they have turned it up. They have it inside 10. It's an 8-point lead. Jenkins inside doubled. Fakes a pass, goes inside, and has it blocked by both Smith and Robb.
TV City, the largest TV dealer in York County, home of the service after the sale since 1948. 1715 Whiteford Road, phone 755-1996. A business cable TV acknowledges for their support of our needs and the needs of the community. TV City on Whiteford Road.
Alley-oop off the inbounds, and Jenkins draws the foul from Paul Abel.
I think if he scores here off these foul shots, I would think about watching very closely the next offensive series and maybe even taking a timeout at this point to get your offense set.
Can't hit. Smith comes down with the rebound. Abel to Reisinger, good pass inside to Robb, and he hits it.
That's where it is, Kevin. John Robb's got to come down, get set in the low post, and then either become a screener and a passer or a scorer from that point in the floor.
Nouse left alone, and he hits another one.
He's having a nice game, really coming on strong. With the 2 points John Robb just scored, he now has 1,361 career points, putting him 6th in York County history.
Paul Abel gets a screen from Robb and then makes one sit on the rim before it falls through. Pearl for 3, too long, and it goes off the rim and hits the wire supporting the backboard, so Eastern will take over. Watch this shot, Craig. Just sits up there on the rim.
Oh, we've seen a couple kind of just go with the luck of the Golden Knights tonight.
What people couldn't see was Paul Abel giving all kinds of body English out around the foul line.
Well,
big call here as Deshaun Jenkins gets foul number 3.
All right. Which means he will have to sit down with 1:01 to go in the first half. And that really has all come about since he has made that defensive switch. So it was a move that Coach Kesey had to do, and it was a correct move, but it's forced him into a difficult spot.
Steve Small checks in for Jenkins.
We said that with that last basket, John Robb went into 6th place all-time, York County. If you're wondering who he passed Wayne Hershey of Dallastown from back in the mid-60s and Parrish Petrie, the current coach at West York, in 1981.
He adds to that total as he hits the first foul shot.
Audio Professional Aid Center, Paul Arnaud, service since 1969 at 2192 South Queen Street.
Robb has the second one roll out. Here come the Irish down by 11. Pearl, they got Small open. Passes up the 3. .40 seconds left in the first half. May left alone, and he hits it. Knob gets it across the timeline, has it stolen by Naus. Goes all the way for the easy layup, and just like that, it's down to a 7-point lead.
I'll tell you, all the things that have gone right for Eastern in the first part of this game, York Catholic has turned it around, and they are in perfect position, under 10 going into halftime.
10 seconds to play. Down to 3, they get it to Knob, goes baseline, dumps it back to Smith. No good at the buzzer. It was all Eastern in the first quarter as they went up by as many as 16, but York Catholic has cut it to a 7-point deficit at halftime, 29-22.
Today, more than ever before, there's a critical need for training after high school. Stay tuned for this important message.
Hey, come on, let's see.
I can't tonight. I've got other plans.
Someday I'm going to quit that job and make some real money.
Some people just talk about success. Others do something about it. At Computer Learning Network, you'll get a career's worth of training in 6 months or less and the skills to become a professional computer programmer, operator, or word processor. High-paying jobs are waiting. So don't just talk about success, do something about it. Call Computer Learning Network now.
Men and women just like you have changed their lives in a big way with training from Computer Learning Network. They are skilled workers now, full of confidence and feeling good about themselves. Now they have a direction, a place to be, and a place to go. You can do the same. Call right now, and I'll mail you a guide to salaries and opportunities in the data processing field.
Jack Giambalvo thinks he's the luckiest dealer in York because he's selling the hot-selling Pontiacs. You know the ones everybody's talking about, the Bonnevilles, the Grand Ams, the 6000s, the Sunbirds. What excitement. And there's no better time to put some of that excitement into your life than right now by visiting Jack Giambalvo, York's Pontiac Pace Setter. For the greatest selection, great prices, and award-winning service, it's Jack Giambalvo, Route 30 East at Eden Road, the Pontiac Pace Setter.
Maple Donuts are as good today as they were over 40 years ago, made with wholesome ingredients and quality production. Skilled bakers still use the family formula to ensure consistent taste and freshness in every bite. And freshness means delicious donuts in 58 varieties. So whether you favor glazed or cream-filled, you'll find your favorite donut every day. There are several convenient Maple Donut locations in the York area. Why buy donuts when you can buy Maple Donuts, the best bite?
Well, the fans have quieted down for a couple minutes as they watch the Eastern cheerleaders perform their halftime routine. 29-22 your halftime score as we take a look at our first half statistics compiled by Paul Goodemote.
Well, you'll say that 41% shooting is not that great for York Catholic, but when you consider it was 18% at the end of the first quarter, it tells you a lot about the second quarter they had to take it up to 22 points. Eastern shooting very well, 62% from the floor, 13 of 21, but the second quarter just 11 points. Rebounds, big edge for the Knights, but again, a lot of that established very early in this ball game, Kevin, as the Knights picked off almost every defensive rebound that came off. Turnovers towards the end of the first half, obviously Eastern started to turn the ball over much more, 12-8 in favor, or against, that you might say, Eastern. And foul shooting has not really been a factor. Eastern having 3 points at the foul line, York Catholic 4. So the statistics are a little deceiving, because it would look, if you just look at the shooting percentage, that Eastern would have a commanding lead. I felt the momentum definitely shifted to York Catholic. And I said to you, Kevin, the one thing people do not understand is how difficult it is to bring the ball up against York Catholic pressure. At the beginning of the game, they ease into it almost, and when they need to turn it up, they take the pass away from the wings. They make the point guard go the way he doesn't want to go, to his weak hand, and then they start taking that pass away to the inside. And people say, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, but it's not that easy.
And it's one of those York Catholic guards that leads their offensive statistics, as Mike Nals has led the way with 10. Kashawn Jenkins with 5. More importantly for Kashawn, he's got 3 personals on him in the first half. And Brian Pearl sort of quiet in the first half with only 3. For Eastern, pretty well balanced. John Robb leads the way with 9. Riekert and Ryan Smith both have 8. You know, Craig, we were also talking before we came back from the break that even though Eastern did everything right for the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game, you knew it wasn't over. You knew that York Catholic, because they were York Catholic, was going to make a run at them.
Well, there was no question about that. However, I think Eastern ended up hurting themselves a little bit along the way in that second quarter, again, because of the turnovers. When they went up to 12 turnovers, it really became a factor. Well, Kevin, you know, Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and Eastern's not too far away. Flowers for all occasion. Olp's Flower Shop, Robert Olp at 125 North Main Street in Jacobus, phone 428-2357. Olp's Flower Shop bringing you in part tonight's game.
29-22 as the teams are in the locker room. They'll be right back out for the second half, and we'll be right back for the second half right after this. Tonight's game sponsored in part by the Old Wheel Inn, 501 Windsor Street.
Mel's Tree Service, 2620 Taxville Road in York. Phone 792-4433. Allied Hydraulic Pump and Repair Service, 101 North Broad Street in Hellam. Jones Moving and Storage, 201 North Adams Street in York, your North American agent.
TV City, the largest TV dealer in York County. Audio Professional Aid Center, service since 1969. Olp's Flower Shop, stop by and see Robert Olp for flowers for all occasions. Coastal Steel Company, located at 101 Locust Street in Columbia. And The Other Place at 10 South Highland Avenue in York, serving excellent sandwiches. Thanks to all our sponsors who in part helped to bring us tonight's ball game.
For all your photography needs, check out the Camera Center of York. We have a large selection of cameras and lenses, bags and accessories. Plus, we offer 1-hour film development. The Camera Center of York, the photographer's friend.
Tonight's third quarter is sponsored in part by Jafrida's Hair Shop, with 2 professional stylists with a personal touch to serve you at 537 West Market Street in York. Take a look at the leading offenses in York County, Craig, coming into tonight's action. Eastern ranked 3rd at 71 a game. York Catholic just behind them at 66 a game. And the way they're going, they're not going to hit those totals tonight, as they each only have, it's 29-22 right now. Defensively, though, York Catholic just about on pace, as they rank 1st in the league at giving up 47 points a game. Eastern down around 12, giving up 61 a game.
Numbers can be very deceiving, however, Kevin, because we looked at some stats there in the first half, and we said Eastern had a big edge in rebounding, 17-7, but it was, in effect, as far as offensive rebounding, unproductive. Eastern had 0 points off 4 offensive rebounds, but York Catholic had 10 points off 12 Eastern turnovers.
May gets into the middle of the Eastern defense, can't hit the shot, So the Golden Knights up by 7 with their first possession of the second half. Right into Smith. Takes it right to the hoop and scores.
This looks like the start of the ball game tonight. And on the break there, Paul said he likes Eastern in this game. He feels that they're playing very well, positive, and this is a game that they must win, and this might be the night.
Pearl passing up some shots, Craig, that we've seen him take normally. There again, passes one up, tries to get closer to the basket. Gives it up to Naus. The referees have to confer. Jeff McLaughlin says no. Brian Pearl lost it on his own.
There will be a time in this second half when they open the oyster, and he'll be there.
Okay, that's almost as good as John Marshall promoting this game. He said, is it going to be a pearl of a game for York Catholic, or will Eastern rob it from them? And right now, Ryan Smith is robbing it as he has hit 2 shots to open this second half.
You know, I really like Ryan Smith as a player. I like what he does inside with the ball. He's got, as he showed in the first game, great rebounding ability, great timing. Not that he's a great leaper or anything like that, but great timing to the offensive boards. We look forward to seeing him play again next year.
Naus gives it up to May. Back to Naus. 2-pointer, too long. Here comes Donnie Knobb, gets through the pressure. Reeker dumps it right into Smith. Good drop step, and he hits it.
Very fundamental move to turn and face, step through the defense, and score.
35-22. Eastern busts back into a big lead.
If you don't get out of my way, there's a couple of ways I can handle this. I can go around you, I can go through you, or I can just do what I do best.
Basketball by Barkley. Shoes by Nike.
Available at On the Move in the Westgate Plaza at the intersection of Laux and Kenneth Roads.
Willie boy, I'm glad we're doing this thing together.
Yeah, that's because we share the same feelings about space technology.
That's right. And it's led to benefits for all of us, too.
Like this little gizmo. It's a medical system that's implanted.
That means it releases medication automatically. Are you listening?
And they believe it'll be the way to treat diseases like diabetes in the years ahead.
And it came from space research.
One of the down-to-earth benefits for everyone.
Willie, me, and you.
Space technology.
This is what's in it for you.
Here come the Irish. Brian Pearl gives it up to Naus.
Good timeout call by Coach Kesey because he saw the same patterns opening this half that opened the ball game.
Naus gets into the heart of the defense, and he rolls one home.
Coastal Steel Company, 101 Locust Street in Columbia. The general manager and vice president, Peter Brocker. Coastal Steel Company, phone 684-2836.
35-24, Eastern on top. Foul inside. Who are they going to get? I believe it was John Robb.
Well, the thing you want to monitor here through the third quarter is the defense of Jenkins against Robb, as Kassan comes into this second half with 3 fouls.
They lose Jenkins. The reverse layup is no good, but Naus is right there for the easy follow.
Naus is having an excellent ball game, Kevin. As I said to you at halftime, he's played well on offense, but also very well on defense, and that time right on top of the offensive rebounds.
They dump it into Robb. A long pass from Riekert. He comes up with it. His turnaround is good. That was a great catch again.
He's proven he's very, very comfortable in that low post position.
Naus has the hot hand, passes up the shot, gives it to May, but he hits it from the other wing. Abel being hounded out front by Mike May. Into Smith. They're going to get him for the push-off. 2 on Ryan Smith.
Now he'll get better at that. He'll be forced into working on his inside game over the summer as John Robb graduates. And you got to learn to post up with that hip, show the hand, but not push off to gain the inside advantage.
York Catholic with another chance to get it down to 7. Pearl loses it on his way to the hoop. Rob picks it off.
Somebody's got to go back to meet the basketball. They can't let him stand there. You got to go right towards the big guy.
Good pass inside by Rob off the glass too hard. Gets tipped out to Riekert. His high arcing shot from the baseline is good.
Has he had some spectacular shots tonight or what?
We said he had to have a big game, better than he did last time. He's hit double figures with that one. 10 points on the night. Jenkins gets a screen from Doring, can't get free. Pearl for 3, no good. Riekert goes up over Nelson, grabs the rebound.
The other place, 10 South Highland Avenue in York, serving excellent sandwiches. The other place, phone 854-3901.
Blocking foul on Mike May. Steve Small checks into the lineup. They're going to sit down Brian Pearl. A couple minutes ago, we mentioned John Marshall promoting this basketball game. He, along with Barry and Larry Gay, will be at the YCIAA Wrestling Championship on February 20th, and it looks, Craig, like we're going to have a rematch. Spring Grove against Dallastown. Smith. It's an inside display by Ryan Smith here in this third period.
Well, remember, he had the big third quarter at York Catholic, and he has certainly been the outstanding player here through the first 4 minutes and 1 second of the third quarter. And so the inside game continuing to be very strong for Eastern, which is why they're shooting such a high percentage tonight. 62% of their shots at halftime, and they're continuing on at that rate here in the third quarter.
Coach Kesey keeps going deeper down his bench as he gets down and gets Jamie Citrone to check in for Adam Doring.
Well, he made that substitution, if you remember, in the Dallastown game, but much earlier in the game.
May all the way for the layup.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see Eastern go a little bit zone here now, Kevin, either late in this third quarter or in the fourth quarter. You get that lead, you can start packing it in, and then if Pearl comes back in the game, then you're always cognizant of where he's located in the zone.
Rob out top, gives it up to Abel. Smith along the baseline. This time he's a little short. Rob there for the rebound. Too hard off the glass, but he tips it back in.
Big sequence there because they couldn't afford to miss that. You say, well, they'd still be up 12, Craig. Yes, that's right, but they're the kind of plays that win big ball games.
Citrone left alone. Way short. Smith grabs the rebound.
Boy, Mike Kesey looked down that bench one more time, and he looked right back at the court. He has tried a number of different combinations and changes tonight. Thus far, not real successful.
This time it's Rob outside. Too long. Smith tries to tap it in. Who are they going to get the foul on, Smith or Citrone?
I think Citrone.
Nope, going to be Ryan Smith.
No, I think...
He put up 4-2, so that's Ryan Smith.
Okay.
That's going to be 3 on him.
We had 2 hesitations there. Everybody started walking up the court and then coming back. That's an okay foul, though. If I'm coaching Ryan Smith, I love to see him go to the offensive boards because he does it so well.
Pearl back into the York Catholic lineup. Pearl goes all the way to the hoop. Blocked by Smith. Gives it up to Abel. We got a 2-on-2. Bounce pass to Riekert. Stolen by Citrone, and then Riekert grabs him for the foul.
That was too long a bounce pass to the middle. Well, he called that an intentional foul?
Intentional foul. You got it, Craig.
Okay, we got a block on this end by Ryan Smith. I'll be honest, Jeff, I didn't like that call. We can talk about it, but that, to me, that is not an intentional foul as defined. Now, maybe it was a frustration foul, but certainly not an intent to hold and grab the player and impede his progress. It was, to me, just clearly a reach-in foul.
Jeff McLaughlin was right there, said it's an intentional foul. So it's going to be 2 shots for the Fighting Irish and then possession.
Yeah, that's... What do you think, Paul? We're going to take a vote on that one?
Paul's remaining neutral.
No, he isn't. He shook his head earlier.
Citrone can't hit the first. Gets the second. 13-point Eastern lead, but York Catholic will get the ball back.
Max Ice Cream Parlor and Restaurant, 3890 Carlisle Road in Dover. Phone 292-1931. Serving you for over 25 years, Max Ice Cream Parlor and Restaurant.
May drives again. This time he can't hit it. He's gotten in there about 3 or 4 times in this third period. Hit a couple of them.
York Catholic has been most successful when they've taken the medium range jump shots tonight by Naus.
Pearl steps into the passing lane, but he also steps right into John Robb.
Boy, what an edge in rebounding for Eastern. 26-9, they have out-rebounded York Catholic. And rebounding and turnovers, I think, are the key to winning any ball game. If they keep up those kind of stats, the balance, they're going to be in very good shape coming down the stretch.
Knob can't hit. Here comes Naus the other way with a fast break. May tries to dump it in, can't get it. And then they're going to get the foul on Paul Abel.
All right, that's a correct call. Good call by Donnie Swartz. Again, one of those fouls I like because Abel was hustling after the loose basketball. They're all positive things for your team.
Got the foul while he was on the floor, but nevertheless, it's going to put Eastern over the limit, and York Catholic will go to the line. Naus, a 67% free throw shooter, hits the first.
Dellinger's Garage, 24-hour towing and repairs at 145 Guy Street in Helm. Phone 755-4493, Dellinger's Garage. And tonight's action also being brought to you by Myers & List Sales and Service, Chrysler Plymouth dealers at 850 Helm Street in Wrightsville, providing quality cars and service, Myers & List.
Naus hits both. Spike Johnson checks back into the York Catholic lineup, replacing Mike May. Abel gives it up to Smith. His spin move along the baseline. He gets hammered as he spun away, and Naus picks up his third foul.
Actually, a good foul by Naus, except for the fact that it's his third personal foul, in that Ryan Smith would definitely have scored on that play.
Good presence of mind to catch the pass and then spin away quickly. You've got to be impressed by this third period.
Smith has a lot of really good instincts, and it's something that you just can't teach. And I think one of the things that you can really learn about a player and watching him play where he has instincts is on the offensive boards, because it's a guessing game and a feel for the game, and he does that very well.
Hits them both from the foul line. 46-33 Eastern on top. Jenkins tries to penetrate against Robb, can't do it. Knob had part of the ball, but he also had part of Brian Pearl's hand.
Now you just want to be straight up on Brian Pearl. You want to be ready to play the good defense, stop his penetration, get a hand in his face if you have to, because with York Catholic in the bonus already, Kevin, with 1:39 to go in the third quarter, it certainly does loom big for the fourth quarter, seeing as how well York Catholic shot fouls in that first game.
Can't hit it this time, and Robb gets the rebound. Knob controls out front. Gets in trouble, dumps it into Smith. Again, a good catch as Citrone was hanging on to his one arm.
Now, the one thing that Eastern isn't doing very well on offense is they're getting overplayed so much on the wings, you have to backdoor. And if you don't get the pass on the backdoor, you just simply screen down and look for the next man out. And what's happening is York Catholic starting to push that offense further and further out again, which means soon they'll get away from those high percentage shots.
Smith hits the first. He's made a lot of trips to the line. That's 6 of 7 tonight.
Ace Distributors, 3800 East Market Street in York. Phone 755-0774. Ace Distributors.
Ryan Smith, 21 points on the night. 48-33, a 15-point Eastern lead. Spike Johnson left alone, takes the jumper, and he cans it. Down to a minute to play in the third period. Knob in the backcourt, pushes it up. Johnson cuts him off, gets it across to Rob. Harrison way out top for the Golden Knights. Pearl on him.
Rob is just setting screens down low for Smith and Smith for Rob. So look for one of them to pop open on the baseline. Watch Rob, he'll screen down.
Zabel out top. Looks like they're going to go for one. They're down to 20 seconds. Goes into Rob, turns to the baseline, too short. Jenkins comes out of nowhere for the rebound, pushes it up. Finds Spike Johnson on the wing. Citrone to Jenkins to Nouse. Left alone at the foul line, too short. Rob clears the rebound, down to 5 seconds. Knob, can he get one off? Yes, he does, but it's going to be too long. They've gone back and forth in the third period, but Eastern maintains a 13-point lead at 48-35. Tonight's action between the Golden Knights and the Fighting Irish brought to you by the Papertown Dairy Bar, located on Route 116 Main Street in Spring Grove, offering unbeatable soups and weekend broiled seafood dinner.
Vito's Pizza at the Randolph. Italian food at 1734 South Queen Street in York. For takeouts, call 843-1143. Greg Baum's Flying Feet, outfitting local high school athletes at 1501 Mount Rose Avenue. Ace Distributors, 3800 East Market Street in York. Myers & List Sales and Service, your Chrysler Plymouth dealer in Wrightsville. Dellinger's Garage, 24-hour towing and repairs, 145 Guy Street in Hellam. Max Ice Cream Parlor and Restaurant, 3890 Carlisle Road in Dover, serving you for over 25 years.
Thanks to all our sponsors who in part helped to bring us tonight's ball game. Tonight's fourth quarter sponsored in part by Veterans Political Association, a firm believer of supporting the community, and also Anita's Pizza at 616 East Market Street in York. We get a whistle to start the fourth period, and we get a foul on Jamie Citrone.
Third quarter stats, Kevin Drawball. York Catholic hit 63% of their shots, 5 of 8. Eastern, 7 of 13 for 54%. Key stat, Eastern, 11 rebounds in that third quarter, 4 for the Irish. Irish turned the ball over 2 times to 1 for the Golden Knights. Fouls, not a big factor. York Catholic hit 3, Eastern hit 5. So rebounding continues to be the tail of the game. And Ryan Smith, this 6'4" junior on the line, is having one whale of a ball game as he puts down point number 22 thus far tonight.
Just looking at Paul's stat sheet of total for the game on rebounds, Eastern has doubled the count on York Catholic, 23 to 11. Smith hits them both again.
Now the crowd is back into it. They sense that what happened at the beginning of the game was for real.
May can't hit the three-pointer. Jenkins can't hit the follow-up. Pearl to Kashan, blocked by Smith, foul by Smith.
Greg Baum's Flying Feet, outfitting local high school athletes with the finest footwear for all their sports needs. 1501 Mount Rose Avenue in York. Phone 845-2833. Greg Baum's Flying Feet, another fine sponsor of YCIAA basketball here on Cable for York.
Well, the Knights running into a little bit of a foul problem as Riekert is on the bench with 4, and now Ryan Smith has just picked up his 4th.
Well, we might mention down the road, Kevin, we have on track on that final night of the Eastern Division season, Dallastown and York Catholic.
Jenkins 1 of 2 from the line. Abel out front. And here it is, Craig. York Catholic defense just keeps pushing them further away. But Smith can't answer this time, and Jenkins clears house inside. Here comes Nouse. 1-on-4. Now his teammates catch up. Spike Johnson penetrates, dishes it off to Mike May, and he shuffled his feet before he got the shot off.
Kevin, Abel, as a player, has really matured since we saw him come in and start early in the season as a freshman. Remember how tough that must have been for him in the first game against York Catholic.
Mark Eckert wants a timeout. We're going to keep it right here, 50-36, Eastern on top. Yeah, I think that's a great point, Craig. Every time we see Eastern, we say Paul Abel has to have a good game. And every time we see him, like you said, he does mature a little bit.
Well, and the stat that I look at is I look at turnovers, and as a team, Eastern has 13 turnovers and just 1 in the third quarter. And I think that's significant because obviously York Catholic comes out of that locker room looking to create offense off of defense. Now, Eastern has equally shared the ball handling responsibility. Donnie Knob has done a fine job. Abel has handled the ball at times. Rob at times. So they've passed it around. But Abel, when he's had to, has done very, very well.
Well, here, let's see if Coach Eckert pulls Ryan Smith. He does, so he's got 2 starters on the bench. But he's still got the big man in there, and that's John Robb.
I like that move by Mark Eckert. Why? Because remember how tired his team got that last game? They made that run in the third quarter. He didn't get maybe as many timeouts as he wanted to, and his kids were tired towards the end. This time he's going to get some rest in, up 14.
Mike Mabel just checking into the ballgame, throws it away. Spike Johnson gets the steal and then gets the assist as Mouse gets the bucket down to a 12-point lead. Knob out front, hounded by Johnson, goes all the way to the hoop, and his finger roll is good. Pearl penetrates, scoops one up over Robb.
Great move. He just knifes through a defense. That's why the man-to-man has brought him here, but it wouldn't surprise me. Eastern has used a lot of zone in the past to go to that type of defense for a little bit of a break.
Robb out high. Gives it up to Harrison. Stolen and then re-stolen as Knob comes up with a triple team to get it away to Abel.
Someone's got to be open. They got to push the ball down right there.
Harrison in the lane, no good. And Robb tips it away, so York Catholic has a chance to get it back to a 10-point lead.
After the game, Vito's Pizza at the Randolph. Italian food at 1734 South Queen Street. For takeouts, call 843-1143. Vito's Pizza.
Jenkins over Robb, and he rolls one home. Abel gives it up to Robb. 1-on-2, pulls up for the jumper, and he rolls it home.
Big shot by a big player.
54-42. Johnson to Pearl. Way short. Now gets in there for the rebound and then gets fouled by Mike Mabel.
All right, let's take a look at the situation now. Naus goes to the line. He is a 67% free throw shooter, 33 of 49 coming into the game, and has obviously had an excellent game tonight.
Hits the first.
If he can hit the second, they'll pull within 10 with 5.5 to go.
It does hit that second one, so it's 54-44. Knob gets it in. Abel knocked away by Johnson. Now tried to tip it in, but he got the foul from Abel. And Mark Eckert wastes no time as he sends Kirk Reichert back in the game.
And of course you can expect Ryan Smith will be the next man off that bench. And quite frankly, I don't think he can hold him out more than about another 20 seconds. He certainly is not in any position to keep a player of Ryan Smith's caliber on the bench much longer, unless he feels this is going to get down to an overtime situation, in which case you're playing not to lose rather than to win the game.
Naus gets it under 10. Can't hit the second. Robb up over everybody for the rebound, loses it, and then gets the foul as he got a piece of Spike Johnson. The littlest guy in the court comes up with the steal and then gets fouled by the biggest guy on the floor.
3 fouls on Rob, 3 fouls on Abel, 4 fouls on Smith. He's on the bench. 4 fouls on Riekert. Eastern has some concerns.
Riekert's on the floor with 4. Johnson, his first trip to the line.
Which kind of makes my point, Kevin. I'd have Smith out on the floor as well.
Mabel tried to save it underneath his own basket, couldn't do so. And it's going to be York Catholic ball. Mike May back in the lineup. They find Nouse. 3. It's back to a 6-point game.
Why not get Ryan Smith back in the ball game? Go zone if you feel you have to protect him a little bit.
Knob has it stripped away by Jenkins. Riekert comes up with it, and then they get the blocking foul on Jenkins. 4 on Kushan.
I'll tell you what, that's got to look like a long 5 minutes and 3 seconds to Mark Eckert when he looks up there. Because in the last 2 minutes, things have started to fall apart.
Riekert can't hit it. Nouse chases down the rebound. Gives it up to Pearl. May left alone, and he hits it.
Got to get a timeout. You just got to get a timeout.
And Eastern does so, and they're also going to bring Ryan Smith back in the game when we come back. 54-51.
At Simon Camera Shop, we focus on you. Simon is your complete camera store, offering quality service by informed personnel. Our professional staff is trained to answer all of your questions. We take the time to fit you with the best camera for your distinct needs, as well as process your photos with care. With convenient locations at 2375 Eastern Boulevard and 630 South Pine Street, Simon Camera Shop is a friendship worth developing. It took only one swift pass for the snowplow to cover the driveway you shoveled for 2 hours. Now your car is hopelessly buried under an icy mountain of snow and you're sealed in till spring thaw. Regardless of the weather, you can be assured Cable TV of York will provide service so you can stay safely at home without further inconvenience. Your patience and understanding so far this winter has helped keep morale up, as our crews battle ice and snow to do everything they can for your family. Everything but shovel your driveway. Cable TV of York, we bring home the good times.
Tonight's fourth quarter is sponsored in part by the Papertown Dairy Bar, open 7 days a week, offering full-course breakfast, luncheon specials, and complete dinners. The Papertown Dairy Bar, located on Route 116 and Main Street in Spring Grove.
Well, Kevin, at 6:50 to go, it was Eastern by 12. 5:30 to go, Eastern by 10. 5 minutes to go, Eastern by 6. It's 4:49 now, Eastern by 3. And Ryan Smith is back in the ball game after the timeout.
Riekert fouled by Spike Johnson. And it's going to come down to foul shooting, Craig. No question about it now.
Riekert, 14th in the league in scoring, just over 12 a game. He's having a nice ball game tonight, 10, just 2 in the second half. 77% free throw shooter from the line, so he is Eastern's best foul shooter.
Nothing but net on the first one.
Remember, Eastern is undefeated this year on this floor, 21-3 since Rob has been playing for them.
Back up to a 5-point lead, 56-51.
Eastern has lost just 3 times here in Rob's career. York Catholic in 86-87, 85-86, and Dover in 85-86.
What a move by Spike Johnson. He actually shot it around John Robb, and now the Golden Knights turn it over in the backcourt.
Well, there's that player up from the JV. He's been waiting for his chance all year, Kevin, and he's making an impact these last couple weeks of the regular season.
Pearl, chance to tie, too long. May chases it down, has it knocked away by Paul Abel. May gets it into Johnson. Jenkins on the wing, right to the hoop, no good. Gets his own rebound, trapped on the baseline, reverses his layup and puts it in.
Used the basket very well to protect against the defense of John Robb.
1 point Eastern lead.
The ball has got to go into Smith.
He's got Pearl on him.
There's a mismatch there.
Perseverance here, Craig, as Jenkins gets his own rebound and watch the way, as you said, he uses the basket.
Excellent move around Riekert, uses the basket and the rim to stop the defense of John Robb. Now Riekert goes back to the line, and that's the man you want there. He's shooting very well from that spot.
Can't hit this one. York Catholic with a chance to go ahead. They push it up. It's Brian Pearl. Now he's cut off by Donnie Knob. Cross the court for Nouse. May on the right wing, gives it up to Pearl at the top of the key, has it knocked away, gets it back. Jenkins spins in the lane, can't hit the shot, and it goes out of bounds.
That would have been York Catholic's first lead of the game, but they weren't able to convert, Kevin.
Abel pushes it up, now he dumps it back outside for Riekert.
Playing very tentative right now.
Smith at the foul line. Looked like he was going to throw it away, but fortunately for Eastern, Mike Nouse got a hand on it.
They're actually in a spread-type offense. Robb is to the corner, Smith is to the corner, and their success tonight has been in the low post, and they need a score right now.
Riekert lobs it in for Ryan Smith, and he's called for the walk as he bumped into his teammate, John Robb. Green timeout. York Catholic will have another chance to go ahead when we come back. Eastern on top by 1, 56-55.
Jack Giambalvo thinks he's the luckiest dealer in York because he's selling the hot-selling Pontiacs. You know the ones everybody's talking about, the Bonnevilles, the Grand Ams, the 6000s, the Sunbirds. What excitement. And there's no better time to put some of that excitement into your life than right now by visiting Jack Giambalvo, York's Pontiac Pace Setter. For the greatest selection, great prices, and award-winning service, it's Jack Giambalvo, Route 30 East at Eden Road, the Pontiac Pace Setter.
Some key players in this ball game in foul trouble. Jenkins with 4 for the Fighting Irish, Mike Nouse with 3. And as we've documented on the other side for Eastern, Smith and Riekert both with 4.
Each team, to set the stage, Kevin, has 1 timeout left. 3:13 to go in the ball game. Eastern up 1. Catholic with the ball.
Spike Johnson controls out front for the Fighting Irish.
Watch for a set play now off the timeout by Mike Kesey.
They get it to Jenkins. They go down on the wing to May. Pearl fouled by Knob. So here's the chance for York Catholic from the foul line to go in the lead. Pearl, 64% free throw shooter coming in. 1 of 2 on the night. Too long. Robb tips it away from Nouse and then gets the rebound.
Now they just need to clear out and let Riekert go one-on-one against Nouse.
Knob open along the baseline, dumps it into Smith. Shot's no good, gets his own rebound and puts it back in.
It's got to be in the paint for Ryan Smith. That's the high percentage shot that they needed, Kevin.
Nouse gets a screen, passes up the shot. Pearl foot on the line, but nevertheless he hits it. 2-pointer, not a 3-pointer.
The score is now correct on the board.
58-57, Eastern on top. Stolen by Nouse. He's by Riekert. The Irish are ahead. First York Catholic lead comes at the 2-minute mark of the ball game. Abel to Rob. He puts it home. Now gives it to Pearl, top of the key for three. Too hard. Eastern ahead by one. Smith out on the wing has used his dribble. Gets it to Rob. Now they swing it for Abel. Now they get it to Riekert on the wing.
You should still be thinking to score here, Kevin. A high percentage shot. Rob or Smith in the paint. No jump shots. High percentage.
Riekert goes to the hoop, gets a blocking foul from Mike Now.
Correct call by the official. Movement by the feet of Naus. He tried to cut off Riekert on the drive, which was the correct thing to do, but that time Eastern had Riekert isolated on the right side. No defense to help out.
4 on Mike Naus.
107, Kevin. And for a game that started out so disproportionate, it has come down very, very even for the last 107.
Riekert can't hit the foul shot. Pearl with the ball. Gives it to Naus. Foul on Ryan Smith. That's going to be it for him as he pushed Spike Johnson almost the whole way down to the baseline.
Boy, that was a very unnecessary foul by Ryan Smith. He's got to realize, as an experienced player, they can't afford to lose him. So when the contact was made with Spike Johnson, he extended his right arm and pushed Johnson away. Now, even if that shouldn't have been called, it gives the official an opportunity to make a call. And it was a foul. So they can't afford to have him sitting on the bench. And Ryan Smith is going to do just that with exactly 1 minute to go, and Eastern up 1.
Smith goes to the bench with 25 points.
Boy, as in that Dover-York High game, Kevin, 1-and-1s, fouls in the fourth quarter becoming quite a factor. Eastern has missed the front end of 3 1-and-1s. York Catholic has missed the front end of 2 1-and-1s. How will Spike Johnson react right now as a freshman in such a big game?
Can't hit it. Rob gets the rebound, gets it to Harrison, trapped in the backcourt, draws the foul from Spike Johnson.
Now, this looks like a plus for Eastern, but with Reisinger going to the line as a 36% free throw shooter, shooting just 11 foul shots coming into the game, hitting 4 of 11. This is a lot of pressure for the 6-foot senior. Check that, Matt Harrison. But Matt Harrison shooting only 4 foul shots before this game, 2 of 4. He's got to feel very good about that.
Well, the Eastern fans will let you know what happens.
Watch for Brian Pearl. Watch for the 3-point shot.
Jenkins left alone. Gets it to Pearl, down to 45 seconds. 3-point Eastern lead. Jenkins out hop, gives it to May. Now it's Naus. Foul line, back to Jenkins, to May. 2-pointer, rims out. Eastern ball.
They will use Rob to help out against this trap press.
Knob fouled in the backcourt by Spike Johnson. 4 on him.
Donnie Knob goes to the line. He is a 72% free throw shooter. And York Catholic and Eastern are going to talk it over.
62-59, the Golden Knights on top. 26 seconds left in the ball game.
Maple Donuts are as good today as they were over 40 years ago, made with wholesome ingredients and quality production. Skilled bakers still use the family formula to ensure consistent taste and freshness in every bite. And freshness means delicious donuts in 58 varieties. So whether you favor glazed or cream-filled, you'll find your favorite donut every day. There are several convenient Maple Donut locations in the York area. Why buy donuts when you can buy Maple Donuts, the best bite?
You know, a rumor is like the first spark of a brush fire. It starts small and pretty soon it's totally out of control. That's what's happening with AIDS. People actually believe you catch AIDS from public bathrooms or sharing telephones. The truth is, there's not a single case of AIDS on record caused by casual contact. Please don't believe every rumor you hear. Find out the truth.
Rumors are spreading faster than AIDS. For more information, write the American Red Cross.
Donnie Knobs steps to the foul line. His team ahead by 3. First one is up, and it's short. Rob gets the rebound, clears it to Abel, who gets it to Reichert. Foul on Spike Johnson, that's going to be it for him. Down to 19 seconds to play. Now it's going to be Reichert's turn at the line. Reichert 2 of 3 on the evening. Short. Pearl gets the rebound. The Irish need a 3-pointer to tie. Now it's to Pearl. Top of the key. Too short. Rob gets the rebound. The Golden Knights down to 8-7. Foul on Reichert.
Very close to a double dribble on the sidelines, Kevin. The foul, I thought, came very close to after that. And if you see Coach Kesey and Coach Luckman a little upset, that's what they felt happened. But the call was made, and now Eastern has not been able to put York Catholic out of this game by missing the front ends of those 1-and-1s. Now you got your best foul shooter there one more time. He's got to do it in this kind of pressure situation.
Got it!
That should do it. I would think about going to a zone, letting them take the 3-pointer, take the ball out, but York Catholic, and just hold it. But York Catholic does have one more timeout.
7 seconds to play. A 5-point Eastern lead. May double dribbles. It's all over. Rob is going to run out the clock. The Eastern Division is a 3-team race. York Catholic, Eastern, and Downtown all sit atop of the YCI AA East. Eastern comes out on top, 64-59.
For 4 years, Cable 4 York has been bringing York County the best in local high school basketball action. We've seen rivalries develop.
Rolling with it. Inside to Reichert, no good. And after the rebound, Smith, layup, yes.
And rivalries continue.
Swings it outside. Now Colts driving the baseline. Stop.
We've seen heartbreak.
Thompson wants the timeout. Bryant puts up a long range.
And exuberation.
4, 3, 2, 1.
We've seen stingy defense and high-powered offense.
Ryan West penetrates the lane one more time, lays it up. Unbelievable!
Plus, the most enthusiastic fans in York County. Over the years, York County fans have seen it all on Cable 4 York. 64-59 the final score, and the heroes for Eastern, Ryan Smith and John Robb, are standing by with Craig Smith.
The Golden Knights continue what has been a 20-year quest. 1968 was the year Gig Snyder led them into the championship game against Hanover and Kevin O'Brien. Paul Abel, his father, was a member of that team, and now 20 years later you guys are starting to make your own destiny. Great games tonight from John Robb and Ryan Smith. And John, your thoughts right now, because the student body was incredible tonight.
We had a pep rally. Mr. Record said it. We had the best fans in the county. You can't hear in this gym. The crowd's incredible, and I mean, they're behind us all the way. Away games, we have more fans than the home team most of the time.
Amazing. They started out by singing the national anthem and didn't stop until the final horn, and then they mobbed the floor. Let's talk about rebounding, John, because I thought that made a big difference in the game. As a team, Eastern out-rebounded York Catholic 38-22, and anytime you can have that kind of dominance, it's very, very important to establish that kind of game inside.
Yeah, I can't remember. If I'm correct, I don't think we got rebounded all season this year. That is definitely our strong point. And, you know, the great player like Kassan, he got his share of rebounds, so if we could just keep him off, that would really help us, because, you know, he's an excellent leaper, and keeping him off the boards, you know, kept him from scoring some easy offensive buckets.
Well, I also thought during the first part of the game in particular, and then they took it away a little bit, you and Ryan looked for each other so well inside that when they two-time you from the weak side, you dumped the ball off to Ryan. He was getting a lot of points uncontested because of your passing.
Yeah, we have that all year. It all stuck over in him and stuck over in me. You know, double team, even triple team, you know. And it's most always there because the other team doesn't go down and cover the back door, you know, and it's right there. I just gotta look over to him and deliver him the ball, and he'll score it.
Okay, good luck, John Robb. We'll see you right down the line then. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Ryan Smith, unbelievable game, but let's get the emotional part out of the way first. What went through your mind for about that 2-minute stretch when you had to sit down with 4 fouls?
Well, I didn't like it at all, but unfortunately I had to. I wanted to go in, but if I would have got one more foul, I would have been out at the 5-minute mark, so it was all right. I didn't mind it at all.
I said time and time again that your instincts are so good for an offensive rebounder. It seems like you're always around the right spot at the right time, and I think that you complement John Robb so well in that respect. Can you talk about that aspect of your game?
Well, I just, when they both go over on John, I just find an open spot and spread out and just jump up and get the rebound, and that's about it.
Well, Ryan, excellent game from you tonight. John, I mean, really, it's a team win. And you have had to beat Dallastown. You did that. You had to beat York Catholic. You did that. You're really creating your own destiny, and we wish you the best of luck down the stretch. Thanks, Ryan. Okay, and also the man of the hour, Coach Eckert. And I tell you what, they just don't get any easier, do they? What went through your mind? Let's talk about that last 4 minutes, because Ryan had such a strong game, and yet the possibility was there of overtime. It's a tough decision for a coach.
Yeah, I thought the possibility was really there for overtime because we got on that 3- and 6-point spread, and Catholic has the 3-point shooters, and we really don't. That's not a strong thing for us, the 3-point game. I really didn't want to put Ryan back in as soon as I did, but they kept willing it away at us, and they were getting offensive rebounds off of their long shots that they were missing. Because John wasn't able to control the boards by himself. So I just picked the spot where I said, Ryan, we got to have you back in there now. And he did foul out with a minute left. Our kids the last 2 weeks are really hanging on. I mean, we've had 2 one-point games last week. Down at Red Line, we won by 10, but that was a 1-point game at halftime. And here, we just don't seem to play well with the lead. we lose our concentration, I think, at times when we get a lead. I didn't expect a lead like this against York Catholic, but as it turns out, it's good we got it early.
It was. Well, early on, it was such a big lead, it almost took the fans out in a negative kind of way, meaning they were so happy to be up by 14 and 16 points that they kind of lost it for a little bit of that second quarter when Catholic made their run. But let's talk and give York Catholic some credit. People don't realize in the stands how tough that is for guards, and particularly young guards like Abel and even a Donnie Knobb. York Catholic continues to turn up that pressure and take the pass away from the wing, and then they start taking the pass away from the inside. Early on, you guys played so well getting the ball in the paint, but talk about that pressure.
Well, there's probably nobody in 5 or 6 counties of basketball that I go around and watch that plays man-to-man pressure any better than York Catholic. Year in and year out. It's their trademark. And I think we got in trouble because we got the ball over half court a lot of times, but then we tried too many passes parallel to the half court line. And it's too easy a pass to pick off. We weren't using John on a diagonal pass. We weren't using Ryan on a diagonal pass. And that's what we had to do. That's what we were doing early. In fact, that's how we got a lot of high-low things from John to Ryan and Ryan to John.
Well, they did what they had to do at halftime. Eastern was shooting 62% from the floor. That, combined with some excellent shooting in the second half and the outstanding rebounding game, gave them a must win, a very, very big win. Congratulations to you, Coach Eckert. Good luck down the stretch. Right now, as you know, anything can happen. It's Dallastown, York Catholic, and Eastern as we come down the last 1.5 weeks of this season. Back to you, Kevin.
At the top of the program, we said it's been a 2-year chase for the Golden Knights in trying to catch York Catholic. They have finally caught them. Now the next 2 weeks will tell if they can pass the Fighting Irish and the Dallastown Wildcats. 64-59 your final. The Golden Knights win it.
At Simon Camera Shop, we focus on you. Simon is your complete camera store, offering quality service by informed personnel. Our professional staff is trained to answer all of your questions. We take the time to fit you with the best camera for your distinct needs, as well as process your photos with care. With convenient locations at 2375 Eastern Boulevard and 630 South Pine Street, Simon Camera Shop is a friendship worth developing.
Some of the Golden Knights fans hanging around to savor the victory over York Catholic, 64-59. And Craig, what a comeback by the Fighting Irish. But
How the gym stays full when you win the game. Okay, let's take a look at those stats. Field goal percentage, excellent for the Golden Knights, 59% on the night, 24 of 41 shots, many of those coming from high percentage areas, particularly from Ryan Smith and John Robb. I thought the key stat was the rebounding. 38-22, dominance by the Golden Knights early, dominance by John Robb late in that last minute on some missed three-point attempts. He had to get those rebounds, and he did get those rebounds.
And also on a missed free throw by Riekert, he got a rebound and gave his team another chance on the offensive end.
Absolutely, and that came with 26 seconds to go. So those kind of rebounds are big play moves. Turnovers, 18 for Eastern, 11 for York Catholic, many of those coming as the Irish turned up the defensive pressure. Three-point percentage, not significant tonight in that many shots were not taken. And basically, as you look at it, it's the shooting of the Golden Knights and the rebounding of the Golden Knights that really gave them the 5-point edge.
Individually, for York Catholic, Mike Nouse checks in with a career high of 26. But it drops off from there, Craig. You don't see the balanced scoring that you normally do in a York Catholic lineup. Jenkins ended up with 15, and Mike May ended up with 9. Over on the Eastern side, 25 from Ryan Smith, 17 from Robb, and 14 from Riekert. And we said about Riekert at the beginning of the telecast, he has to have a better game. Last time he only had 6 points. This time he gets it up to 14.
Well, at 14, that becomes the difference in the ball game as far as the point spread. And it was a big game for him. He hit at the foul line when he had to. He played a fine game, but it was a team win, a tough one. As you said, York Catholic made a nice run at him. Conversely, like in the first game, York Eastern made the run, did not win. This time, York Catholic makes the run, but does not win. It takes a lot out of you.
Well, do you want to venture out on the limb and pick a winner in the Eastern Division?
Really tough. I guess the only thing you can say is that the home court advantage goes now in effect to York Catholic for that last night of the season when Dallastown goes there. However, Eastern, I think, is sitting really well now. When you take a look at, they now have Dallastown and they have York Catholic out of the way for the year. So I think they're definitely on track for at least the division tie playoff game against either York Catholic or Dallastown. I think it really is a toss-up, and on a good night, the edge, I think, oftentimes goes to the big men, and Eastern's big men are playing very well at this time of the year.
And Eastern has gotten themselves atop of the division with this win tonight, 64-59 over the York Catholic Fighting Irish. For statistician Paul Goodemote and my partner Craig Smith, this is Kevin Drawball saying so long till next week. YCIAA Basketball 88 is sponsored by Jack Giambalvo Pontiac Incorporated. Jack Giambalvo is more than a car dealer. We're a part of the community with 2 locations to serve you at Route 30 Needham Road and Whiteford Road in York.
By specially trained